everybody. It is Wednesday. How are you doing tonight? Welcome, everybody, to Wednesday. Yes, you have made it all the way to Wednesday. Yes, you have. And I would be remiss if I didn't say it's Hump Day. Yes, it is, folks. Yes, it is. It is Hump Day. How are you doing this Wednesday evening? Another glorious sunny day in the Northeast. A sunny day in lots of parts of the country, as I was talked to and heard from many of you today. Hey, Adele and Dazzle. Great to have you here. Thought of Dazzle earlier as we were at the vet, and you know they insist he's a cat in a dog's body. Mary Ann is here live. Oh my God, Mary Ann, I was going to call you. I am sorry I haven't. I just loved seeing little Missy out and about. I love seeing it. That was great. The Queen is here. The Queen, Vicky, is here. Great to have you here. Yes, folks are out shopping here. Folks are getting out there. They have a little bit of I would say, a spring in their step. A spring in their step they do. It's truly amazing out there. Warm but windy. Hey, you know, I'll take the sun shining and a little bit of wind, kitty. I'll take the sun shining. Mid-60s here tomorrow is what they're saying. We even broke away for a little bit. Cassandra and I went on a sunset walk tonight, which was nice. Oh, I'm so glad. I got her baseball card right here. I moved her to the shelf. I'm really not allowed to touch the shelf, but when I was talking about her recipe the other night, her baseball card made the shelf. I love the adventures of little Missy. You know, I mean that she's just the best. They will be very happy with the stimulus that just got passed. We're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. Lots of good stuff in there, people. Lots of good stuff. There's lots of things in that stimulus plan. You know, every time I pick up that 600 and something pages, 628 pages, I think it is. Every time I pick that up, I find something new that they've tucked in there. There's a lot of stuff to unpack there. And we've got a couple days till it becomes technically law, but the government, we're going to talk about it. I don't want to get off topic here. She needs her nails done. I'm going to talk about that tonight. You know, you can kill two birds with one stone with that if you go to the right place. I'll talk about that. Let's get started here. Let's find my glasses. Let's find my glasses, folks. I got my glasses. Glasses on, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go here with the Good Morning, Good Night book, which is how we start this program every night. It wouldn't be a good day if we didn't have the Good Morning, Good Night book. If you're following along tonight, we are on page 200. 200, I tell you. Good morning. Tired, but grateful. Sick, but grateful. It's gray out, but I'm grateful. So much easier to start your day with grateful, which is why we start it this way on this show every night. We start with what you are grateful for, and so many of you started tonight with your customers, that you're grateful for your customers. Not that each one of them is spending $1 million with you, but they're coming in and they're grateful to see you. And isn't that a great joy? Isn't that a way to open your grateful heart? If you start and end your day with what you're grateful for, okay, that you force yourself to find something each day. And we have hard days, okay? I mean, you know, I have that cell phone that nobody, if my cell phone ever got stolen, the person that stole it would return it and say, I'm so sorry, okay? And I don't look at it that way. You know, I look at the things that come across my phone every day and all the calls that I get and emails and all the things as an opportunity to inflict good into them. I mean, a lot of the things that come across, any one thing could be really, really bad. Today, I'd like to take you. Hey, Jennifer's with us. Oh, I love that your texting service, Kitty, is going well. Hey, Kelly, happy hump day. We started our day, life in the country with no well water, no water here. I was washing the dishes last night after the show, and boom, water stopped coming out of the faucet. And, relationship at the well company loved me, and I called them up, and they said they'd call me back and let me know when they could get somebody out here. They said, we'll figure it out. We'll get somebody out there today. And I didn't get a call back, but I looked out my window and there was a truck coming up my driveway. So excellent service, but that's not one of those home improvements. You can bring everybody out. Look at my new pool. Look at my new deck. Look at the fire pit we built. Come and see my new well pump. And tomorrow they're coming and installing some new tank too that they say is on its way out before it dies. And so they're gonna install that and do my annual filter service while they're here. And I said to the ladies in the office when they scheduled that, I'm like, oh, does Scott need a new boat or something? And they just all burst out laughing. They're like, no, you really need this stuff. I'm like, I know I need this stuff. But I'm like, really? I'm like, all at once? But yeah, all that happened. That's how I started my day today, or ended last night and then again started today. I was hoping it'd be something simple, $100 and done. But that's not the way the universe works. And, there's been so much, while that kind of stinks, I'm grateful that we have water tonight. I'm grateful that, so many other good things happened today, that we had so many joyful customers in our stores today. I was on a fly on a wall yesterday. And this is really good. I tend to, those of you that have had me in your stores, you tend to notice I become a fly on the wall, and I take a lot of different things in. And I even become that in my own stores. They forget that I'm there. I'm out. I'm moving around really fast, so they think I've left. It happens a lot. And, a couple of employees were talking about different things. And, it went from the soap scum at the bottom of the gym shower, the shower at the gym, to, I love the vibe of our customers. I love the vibe of our customers. And isn't that a grateful thing when you hear your employees talking about the vibe of your customers, the vibe of your environment, the vibe, it can be intense. It's hardworking. You know what it's like to work in a resale business. Okay, you are your whole supply chain. But hearing them talk about the vibe and the energy and the positive energy that our customers bring to their day is really, it's exciting to hear them talk about it. I can talk about it till I'm blue in the face, but hearing our team talk about it is really a wonderful thing. And realizing, especially some of the older team members that really realize that that's a unique thing, that they have worked other places, okay? Sometimes you take for granted that the young ones won't understand because you may have been their first job. But the ones that are older, in their 30s or whatever, that, have worked several places in their careers, and talk about the vibe and how unique and how special it is, and how our customers are really special. That is a truly wonderful thing. We are lucky to have that. So, and lucky that our team members realize that. You got to keep in mind, to them, I'm just Neil, and I came up with some crazy new idea, and they're worried about what I'm doing on that. But neither here nor there. So let's get to it, folks. There's a lot going on in the world. I had digressed there, but there's a lot going on in the world, and I put my glasses someplace. So let's get to what's happening in the world. Okay, this is really good. This is important. This is, again, I talk about some of these articles about the big guys to bring perspective into play, to bring perspective on what's happening in the rest of the retail world, and shine some light on what's going on in your own world, okay? You know, this all trickles down to your own world. The grocery chain conglomerate Ahold Delhaize, which owns Food Lion, Stop and Shop, Peapod, among others. Their e-commerce business more than doubled in 2020. But digital sales for this supermarket chain, which is massive. The supermarket chain is massive. Because they have other banners that they own. They own Giant, Food Lion, Stop and Shop, Giant, Peapod, and many others. Digital sales only accounted for 4.3% of their $54 billion in sales last year. 4.3%, and that's significant still, okay, was digital. Okay, that includes in-store pickup, curbside pickup, delivery, everything else. Hey, Molly and Eric are with us from Colorado. How are you, Molly? Cheers to you, Molly. Cheers. So, they want to expand their buy online and pick up in store, but they're also expanding and renovating their stores for their customers that are shopping brick and mortar. Brick and mortar is still more than 95% of their business. So major supermarket chain, major shift to buying online, but 95% of their orders are still in person, in store. Of their $54 billion in sales. Is brick and mortar dead? No. You're growing online. Growing online is a complement, okay? It is another venue for you, okay? It's, 4.3% is then opening a couple new stores. I mean, it is that, that is the same as what you're doing. It's adding some more square foot. It'd be like adding more square footage or another store for you. This is a wonderful thing to grow about it. Oh, hang on a second. That is something I have to read. This is my pile of things to talk about, but I like the title of this, and we'll be talking about it soon. The title of this brief that I got from my business coach and is Think Again, the Power of Knowing What You Don't Know. Think again, the power of knowing what you don't know. And that got mixed in with my talk about it tonight pile. We're going to talk about that just a little bit later here. Did you catch this? Unilever. I started cutting out. No way, Kitty. I'm right here. Maybe I cut out when I went that way. I'm not too much when I'm right here. And they've got me broadcasting two different ways, but my mic is set up differently than I was last night. Uh-oh. I'm trying not to cut out. I'm broadcasting tonight both to YouTube and to Facebook at the same time. So we are trying. My peanut gallery is working hard on it. Unilever is, I will try to not move too much. I think that is part of my problem. Unilever bans the use of normal in beauty packaging ads in a bid to break stereotypes. I have a stutter now? Wow. Unilever ceasing the word normal in advertising and packaging of its beauty and personal care brands. They want to have a new positive beauty platform to diversify beauty ideals, a mission the organization views as more important as its products now reach 1 billion consumers globally. Well, maybe we can post the YouTube link over to Facebook because I'm on a different kind of stream on YouTube, and maybe that would come in better if you were on that. So maybe my peanut gallery can post that stream to Facebook so you can switch over to the YouTube stream instead of the Facebook stream. I think I have a Facebook issue, but I don't know. And if my peanut gallery can post that, there is a link, but you need the link to watch it live. So if they can do that, they will. And I am certainly sorry for the issue with it, but I don't have it. So I'm just standing in front of multi-cameras. And I see you guys dropping and rejoining. So if my my peanut gallery is on it, though, I think. And trying to post a direct link to the YouTube one, which I think is going more smoothly, but I don't know. I see several people rejoining the Facebook one, but the YouTube is there too. So we'll see what we can do here to make everything smooth. I know they're on top of it. I have a tech team, and I hate to see you frustrated there with the thing. Oh, and there's Cassandra. Cassandra just shared the link in the chat on Facebook, okay, to the YouTube. So you can switch over. If you're having problems with it on Facebook, you can click right over to YouTube and see me there. I'm on both of them in stereo, I would argue. I'm in stereo. Is that a thing? And so just click that link to the YouTube that Cassandra posted in the Facebook comments. And I see several of you are popping over there, which is great. So you can comment there. I can see, I don't know how I see your comment. Well, I have a window there to see you, but you can click that link just above in the chat there to switch over to the YouTube and see if that is working better for you. Clear now. I got to call Zuckerberg and have a conversation with him. I got to have a heart-to-heart with Zuckerberg. But if you need it, the YouTube link is up above in the chat, and you can follow that and click over to the live YouTube where you can see it there live, because I am streaming on both of them simultaneously. But you have to do that. So thank you to Cassandra and Rebecca for making that possible. So I was talking about Unilever. Normal is no longer a word you can use. Normal is no longer a thing. You don't want to be, normal isn't a thing. You know, when you go down the shampoo aisle, do you want it for normal hair? Do you want it for suave Facebook hair? What hairstyle are you? And so they are using new words to generate positive image and taking the word normal out of it. Normal is dropping from it. So there you go. States are really pushing back on the vaccine front. So this is kind of interesting, because states are really people are really frustrated with states in them getting out the vaccinations and making vaccination appointments. But states are really starting to push back, saying, hey, we can handle way more appointments per day than we're doing. We don't have enough vaccine to be able to do it. And they're leaning hard on the manufacturers and on the administration. They're like cold Washington. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens, because the states have entered contracts. They have entered contracts with providers to provide the vaccinations, and they are actually, and state watchdogs are after the states, because there's actually a the states guaranteed the vaccination partners a daily minimum, okay? Because the vaccination partner said, if we set this up and nobody shows up, we want to still get paid. And so they have set up a daily minimum that the states get on that. So there is a real push on that to make more happen with that. Christan Serano has partnered with ThredUp to create thrifted New York Fashion Week looks. Okay, Christan Serano is creating basically a closet on ThredUp for New York Fashion Week's looks from the runway. He's the season 4 Project Runway winner, and he's been inspired to rethink his recent collection based on the ups and downs of the past year and how people will dress post-pandemic. And I chose to put those thrifted looks from ThredUp on the runway because I believe reuse will define the future of the fashion industry. So that is really cool. So you can find his collection of thrifted Fashion Week looks, upcycled looks, on ThredUp. So that is good. That is good PR for the industry. That has gotten a lot of PR this year for the industry, for the resale industry. So that is a good thing. Cheers, everyone. Quote here tonight from Simon Sinek. Leaders don't look for recognition from others. Leaders look for others to recognize. Leaders don't look for recognition from others. Leaders look for others to recognize. It's not about you. It's about your team, people. It's about your team. Customers come to me and all the time, and it's not about me. It's about the team. And I let them take it and run with it. The team takes it and runs with the credit. They deserve the credit. I don't make the store look pretty. Those aren't things I do. I help assemble the team. I give the team freedom, but it is the team to take credit and not you. It's you to surround yourself with greatness and allow them to be great. And that's underlying what Simon is saying in that quote. So that is a good thing. Hang on a second here. Got a few more things before I switch over to government stuff because there's a lot of government stuff to cover here tonight. Burlington stores are going to open 100 stores in 2021. Why are they going to open 100 brick and mortar stores? What kind of crazy maniac would open 100 brick and mortar stores? Because they see a significant market share opportunity, in brick and mortar. Wow. Last year they had 761 stores, and they're going to add 100 this year, and they've expanded their long-term store goal to 2,000, which used to be 1,000. Mastercard has said U.S. retail sales were up 4.6% in February. Apparel continues to lag, but watch for that to change. Our friends at Bed Bath & Beyond are launching 6 private brands in the first half of 2021. They're calling it their biggest change in their assortment in a generation. 6 brands in the first part of the year as it looks to appeal to younger customers and get a bigger share of the $180 billion home goods market. In total, at least 10 store-owned brands will be introduced in the next 2 years. The push will start later this month with a bed and bath collection called Nestwell. They'll relaunch its spa-inspired Haven bath brand. It'll also launch a new brand, Simply Essential, that will include more than 1,000 household essentials and highly functional products across multiple destination categories. So that is good stuff there, folks. And Dollar Tree is opening, which is no surprise, 600 new stores. What is a surprise, okay, is they are expanding a new combination store concept. Okay, they have been testing a combination Dollar Tree Family Dollar store. And they are going to be expanding that as part of their 600 store expansion. And with 200 of the 600 stores being the combined stores, which is really aimed to hit a smaller market, where there are smaller market areas that can adapt and handle both. This is important. This next piece of information is important about retail rents. Now, I've talked about it in general throughout the pandemic, that retail rents on average are dropping in the 10% range. Okay, I'm seeing deals that, when I look at retail rent, I don't only look at the dollar you're paying per square foot. I look at the total cost of the lease. So let's say, you're paying $10 a square foot for 1,000 square feet. Okay, and so let's do the math. Hang on a second, calculator. Let's get out the pink calculator. Let's see, 1,000 square feet at $10 a square foot. Okay, actually, $12. Let's make this math even better. I'm going to use $12 a square foot. You with me? So $12 a square foot you're paying for 1,000 square feet. Just keeping it simple. I know that's a small store, but many of you have small stores. Okay? That's $12,000 a year in rent, $1,000 a month. Okay? Not so bad. Everything else. That's not the number I look at. I don't look at the $12 a square foot. I don't look at the $1,000 a month. That's not the number I look at either when I'm looking at a lease. When I'm looking at a lease, I look at the big, scary number. How long's the lease for? Okay. And if the lease is for 5 years, that's that $12,000. That's a $60,000 lease. Okay, that's $60,000 you're signing for, not $1,000 a month, not $12 a square foot. When you put your name on that piece of paper, you're signing off on $60,000. And many of you have signed off on big numbers that are much larger than that. Okay, you got to keep in mind that that's the number that landlords negotiate from, ultimately. Okay, is the lifetime value of this lease, what they're agreeing to. Okay, so what Moody's is saying is commercial real estate values are projected to decline by 7.2% nationally from their pre-pandemic levels, bottoming out by the end of this year. The hardest hit categories, according to Moody's, are the office and retail sectors, with values declining 12.6% for offices and 16.5% for retailing. So on a $60,000 lease, if you decline 0.16, okay, that's $9,600. $60,000 minus $9,600, $9,600, brings the lifetime value of the lease down to $50,400. Now you divide that out by how many months are remaining and everything else to come out with the new rent. But that's sort of what I'm seeing nationwide. Sort of in most areas of the country, a 10% to 20% adjustment in rent. That could include rent abatement. If you got some rent abatement during the pandemic, if you got some free rent, if you got some months that were discounted that you only paid half rent, that brings that percentage down. and brings people into line. And that's sort of what I'm seeing nationwide. So it goes in line with what Moody says. That doesn't mean it's everywhere, but it is what I am seeing in a lot of in most of the country. There are certainly exceptions to that where rent values are holding strong, but it is good to have Moody's, and seeing what they're seeing on it. What that's also going to do for a lot of landlords is bring down their tax bills. Okay, that you'll see a lot of reassessments on retail and office space that'll bring down the taxes on those properties, which will help offset some of the losses landlords have had. The landlords have gotten help through their banks too. They've gotten relief through their bankers. They've also gotten relief through the Paycheck Protection Program. Many of your landlords have taken advantage of that. And I pulled up that information when we were talking, if I was talking to you one-on-one about your situation with your landlord, I pulled up, I have the whole SBA database of PPP loans, and I can pull up your landlord and say, oh, yeah, well, they took a $300,000 or a $3 million PPP loan. And it's not that they weren't entitled to that, okay? The real reason when I talk about that is not that they're big, scummy landlords. It is none of us are in this alone. You're not alone running this plaza, this mall, this strip center, this standalone store. Okay, and when you remind landlords that they're not alone and they needed help too, okay, and that they needed help, okay, and now you need a little help, okay. It's just a friendly reminder. It's not to say, well, you got all this money, now you have to help me. It's okay, we're not alone. You're not alone. Did you ever need help? Yes, you did, landlord. Okay, share some of the help. That is all I'm saying with that. Cover some of that another time. Our friends at the SBA have given me some updated stats here. They have provided some updated stats. They have so far, out of the $285 billion that's been authorized, and they just authorized another $7 billion in the new law, they've issued $165 billion in first and second PPP loans. California still leads the way with over $21 billion of that. The next closest to California is... what is that? Who's next closest? New York with $13 billion, and Texas with $12 billion in PPP loans. So they're still going out. Now, one of the questions I've been getting a lot this week on PPP loans. So let's talk about that for a second. Okay, you still have till March 31st. That has not been extended to apply. You still have till March 31st to apply for your PPP loan if you have not gotten one yet. A lot of people have been nervous because the approvals have been taking longer, especially the people that applied before the 2-week window started. So basically, all those applications were held off to the side before this morning. So what I'm being told by our friends in Washington, and they are our friends, they are trying to help, okay, is that that the applications that were in before were starting processing this morning. So we should start seeing a bunch of approvals today, tomorrow, Friday, of applications that have been in the previous couple of weeks. So just keep that in mind. If you haven't gotten your approval, just a tiny bit more patience before you go off applying with other people. I want to make sure you get your PPP. So if there's any issues with that, reach out to me. But I think we're going to see a whole bunch of approvals in the next couple of days for people that have gotten it in. And if you're a Schedule C filer, there is absolutely no reason not to get a PPP loan right now. I mean, you can get some much needed infusion for a first or second PPP loan and really help you out. So let's talk about a few things that are in this bill that is headed to President Biden's desk. PB. He's headed to PB's desk. If he had a J in there, if he was a junior, maybe we could have PB and J. I don't know. Okay, I'm making lame. That is my lame attempt at humor tonight. There is a provision allowing for COBRA reimbursement for families through September as part of the new bill. If people are on COVID, although a lot of families at this point are off of it just because they couldn't afford it. COBRA for healthcare from their separated employer, a lot of people are off that. So I don't think this portion of the bill will have the effect that they intended. One of the other provisions, and I've talked about it, that a lot of people don't understand is the unemployment benefits. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Great to have you here tonight. I hope it was a very productive staff meeting. We're broadcasting tonight both on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're having problems on the Facebook side of things, because Facebook's been kind of wonky lately, slide up in the comments and you will see a direct link to the YouTube that is being broadcast live right now. One of the things that people don't really understand that's in this bill is the credit for unemployment, the tax credit for unemployment benefits. Okay, that this bill makes the first $10,200 of unemployment benefits, including last year. Okay, the first $10,200 last year of unemployment benefits. I think we just went off Facebook, folks. I apologize. My phone died. So my phone died on Facebook, so I do apologize for that. You need batteries, people. Even in this day and age, you still got to charge up. The first $10,200 will be tax-free, and it will be tax-free automatically in all but 19 states. The unemployment benefits, the first $10,200. If you have not filed your taxes yet for 2020, the IRS will be issuing an update to the tax filing. If you have already filed your taxes, it is unclear at this point whether the IRS will be automatically issuing refunds or whether they will require people to file an amended return. In normal IRS speak, they would ask you to file an amended return. The problem with that is most people aren't tax professionals, okay? Most people are not tax professionals. And they are, I'm glad, Rose, that it is much clearer. That is great to hear. I'm glad everybody's been able to switch over to YouTube. I'm sorry about what's going on with Facebook. We're trying here, people. My tech team is working so hard to balance all the issues and get you all the information. So in a perfect world, the IRS will automatically refund that to people. Okay, the taxes paid. It is unclear whether that will happen automatically. The IRS thinks they're clear as can be when they say, well, all you'll do is file an amended return. The problem with that is most people go to these fast and quick places like H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, and the like. And when they go to those places, they pay them a large fee, and then they pay them a fee to get their refund faster, okay? And they fee them to death. And so it really is unfair. So there are members of Congress that are trying to get the IRS to do the right thing and say, hey, you know this, just edit these returns and send the people the money. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that yet. The IRS hasn't issued an official ruling on this, keeping in mind that even though this has passed the House and the Senate, this bill has passed the House and the Senate, it is not technically law yet. Okay, it will not be law until President Biden signs it, PB. Okay, and he is not expected to sign it till Friday. Part of that is administrative. Okay, there is actually a process from which the bill is closed out in the House and the Senate, and they transport the bill to the president for his signature. There's actually, it's not just pomp and ceremony, there's actually a legislative process for that. And so it's not instantaneous. It's not like they voted today and he can walk across the street and sign the bill. There's a process to get it to him. He is not traveling. He says, I'm going to be right here. There's my desk. It's right there. You bring it over to my desk. I'll sign it. It looks like that is going to be on Friday at this point. So I will keep you updated on that. But that will be more money in people's pockets, more money in your stores. What we're already starting to see is, I'm going to call it, I'm going to name it tonight. I'm going to name it. I'm going to call it a peacock effect with the next stimulus. You got to keep in mind, families with young children could be getting about $5,000 in stimulus this time around. Going from getting, a couple thousand to getting over $5,000 in stimulus. And they're itching to spend money they haven't gotten yet. They will get it. And the Biden administration and Janet Yellen and the Treasury has committed to getting this money out very, very quickly. They're trying to get the bulk of the $1,400 payments and the money for every child out in March. Okay. He signs it Friday. Friday is what? Today is the 12th. That, leaves him 18, 19 days, 2 weeks, basically, 2.5 weeks to get that out. The Treasury is confident they can do it. People getting vaccinated is totally getting increase in confidence. Nana got her second shot today, so she is fully vaccinated, which is a good thing. They're ramping up teachers in Massachusetts now this week. Retail's in the next sector. My Connecticut's doing it by age group. The vaccines are getting out there. It's not as fast as we would all like, but it is working its way forward. The other thing that is snuck into this bill, another thing, which is a good thing for us as small business owners, is the credit that you can claim if someone has COVID is quarantining because they might have been exposed to COVID, or is caring for someone with COVID, or needs childcare because their caregiver for their child is quarantining because of COVID. That extended. That was currently under current law, ended on March 31st. It's not a required provision, but you can optionally claim that and get 2/3 of the money back from the government of their normal wages for up to 80 hours. And this bill extends it to October 1st. So that is a good thing. So there's lots of good stuff in this bill. We'll continue to unpack it. It's 600 and something pages, which is better than the 5,500 page bill, but there is 600 pages, and every time I open that bill, I find something else that's covered. So there is a lot there. You know what else? This video and everything I talk about goes over to narts.org/resale strong by noon the very next day. Noon, I'm telling you. This video, all the files that I talk about, everything is over at narts.org/resale strong by noon the very next day, including a direct link to the YouTube channel where you can catch this recorded video on the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and yes, ring the bell, so you know when a new one drops. Yes, that's the way That's the way we do it. You can also share this with everybody you know in business. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker, whoever they are. We want to help them get to the other side and survive this. So share it with everybody. That's what we're doing here each and every night. I am here live in the Nards private Facebook group and I guess on YouTube now. Every night at more 8 than ish. More 8 than ish live is where I'm at. But if you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, Neil at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. That's how we get started in this program every night. Tonight, if you're following along, we're on page 200. Good morning. Tired but grateful. Sick but grateful. It's gray out, but I'm grateful. So much easier to start with grateful. Our good night tonight is good night. Tired but grateful. Sick but grateful. It's dark out, but I'm grateful. So much easier to end with grateful. Yes, people, start and end your day each and every day with what you are grateful for. There are always wins each and every day. Count the wins. Stop counting all the stuff you didn't get done, that you didn't accomplish. Start counting what you did. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We will party again. We will party in person. I don't know when, but when we do, I will be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, know that you, and most importantly you, yes you, I'm talking to you, I see you there. You're not alone running this store. It's time for dinner, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.